Just 90 minutes ago, the HQ's qualified. Brad Jones celebrating a birthday here today, and better place to do it at a racetrack, my friend.
Absolutely. Who'd want to be anywhere else on their birthday?
Exactly. Shoot me down. Perfect. Pole position going to Bell. We'll check out some highlights from the session just before, only 90 minutes ago. Now, still a question mark on car number 12 of Wayne Nichols that we didn't see. There he is right now. That car was popping and backfiring next to us here. Not sure if he'll make it out for this race. In the meantime, though, a lot of these guys treat it as a race simulation, didn't they?
Well, it was pretty action-packed, to tell you the truth. There was cars going everywhere.
We did have a red flag to happen later in the session. This one on between Beachy and the 32 car down here of Phil Ashland. This one on for lap after lap, didn't it?
And if we see this sort of dicing in the race, that's the sort of stuff HQ legends have been made of.
Just the 18 cars. This was the 71 machine getting all kinds of out of shape at turn 7 and bringing a lot of dirt and dust back onto the circuit here. And then the red flag would come out towards the end for the 32 car that buried itself right down in the gravel trap here. One of the oldest cars in the field here in Australia.
Absolutely, and that was the end of the session because it just didn't work out right.
Cars came out, but in the end they went back to the pits, and Bell grabbed pole position, and that record stands for another year. So they roll out onto the track now for 14 laps around here. And lap time's 1:13, and we're still in a bit of shock that that record from 10 years ago still stands.
Yeah, 1 second in 10 years. They've got a bit of work to do. It mightn't seem like much, 1 second, but in HQ around here, I think that'd be pretty hard to find.
Yeah, exactly right. It's going to be about momentum around this 2.4 kilometre circuit. We're on board with Phil Ashland. Just a moment ago, this is the 32 machine heading down to turn number 4, the hairpin, which you'll see plenty of passing over the course of this Tyre Power Tasmania Super Sprint weekend. Paul Beachy, one of the last cars to head out to the track. He'll start from position 11, the Phil Davies sheet metal sponsored car joining the tail of the pack here.
And it looks like he's got a fair bit of Phil's sheet metal inside that car at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah. They do lean on these steering wheels. Not the easiest cars to get around, and that's not the way to treat the tyres on a warm-up lap either.
Well, no, but he's trying to get temperature into the brakes, so he's burying that brake pedal pretty hard and just flat-spotted a tyre ever so slightly.
So 18 cars to take the grid for this race. Nichols is scheduled to start out of 17 alongside Stacey, who didn't get a lap, as we'll check it out now. Jason Bell and Dwayne Priest on the front row. Shane Ashland and Neville Rattray. Phil Ashland, Noel Clark on row number 3. The two Andrews, Toth and Bird, alongside each other in row number 4. Todd Maxfield and Greg Wood will start out of 9 and 10. Then Paul Beachy and Alan Baldwin in position number 12. Joe Rattray starts out of 13 alongside Otis Cordwell, Greg Prasiak and Wayne Priest. We're towards the back of the field with Nichols and Stacey. And there's Rattray in the pits, so it looks like he's going to start from pit lane.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Maybe he was a little bit laid out or something.
That's the 10 machine of Joe. That's the father and son combination. They were pretty much Siamese twins during practice in 10th and 11th. He's scheduled to start out at 13, but we'll start from pit lane for 14 laps around this track. Well, HQs have been going around longer than I've been alive, and a category that really wasn't going to see the new millennium and is still racing around in 2016.
And it's very well supported. We've got 18 cars here today, and so we're going to see a bit of action. And as you said, this is where it started, and it looks like it's going to keep on going for a little bit longer.
1988, it debuted down this part of the world. There is our front row of Bell and Priest in a very short sprint to turn 1. It's a very awkward turn 1 and 2 sequence here, isn't it?
Well, you're not born in 88.
No, about 8 years earlier. Didn't think I aged that quickly anyway.
Yeah.
Beachy, we're on board with him now, car number 60, starting out of position 11. Son of Ian Beachy, one of the founders of HQs down this world. Race number 1 for the weekend. 2 more to come up over the course of tomorrow as we're underway for 14 laps around this Symmons Plains Raceway. It looks like Priest is going to get the advantage here at turn number 1. You want to bring the car back across to protect the line. It just gets it done. Really
good jump off the start there for Priest. It's a bit tricky on the outside there. Usually you just got to get that car length so you can turn in and get the apex of the first corner, but he's actually jumped away to a bit of a lead here.
Here's Beachy on board with now, taking a pretty casual run down to turn number 4.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a look around.
Just playing the waiting game, and it's on already down at the hairpin. The 11 getting squeezed by car 32 of Ashland, so they almost come together. They're going to stay side by side. And now Beachy will have the box seat here.
And what we saw then was just that way you get a big drag around the outside and you pull up the speed. This is all about slipstreaming here. So you'll get a tow. You know, that car is pushing through the area in front of you and gives you an opportunity to duck down the inside, or not in this case.
It's fairly busy down there. That was Phil Ashland we're riding on board with. Car 32, defending state champion at HQs. Bring back there in 6th position. Make it 5th as they come through to complete lap number 1. And challenges going on now at the front. So Bell is not letting Priest get away here. He had a cracked sump in the engine of this car after practice yesterday. Probably hit the curbs too hard down here at 1.
And Shane Ashland is looking really racy there. He's definitely looking to find a way past Bell.
The brother of Phil, who we're just riding on board with before. Former speedway racer, racing a little AMCA National car for many years. Switches to tarmac when we get to the colder months as we head down to the hairpin on lap number 2.
And you can see they're all trying to carry a bit of speed around there. The traditional out wide apex through the exit doesn't tend to work at the hairpin here. You can run around in the middle of the track, carry some speed, and in HQ, you really need that extra speed to get off the corner.
It never used to be like that, did it? No. The wet conditions would see that, like you remarked in qualifying earlier. It's becoming quite the norm as we check out a replay. This was from the first lap and left it very, very late. Ate plenty of the curb on the inside. And that's the way you do it. Back to the front, and now a challenge. Side by side, a little bit of racing room, not much though.
Man, we've got a pretty good race going on here. These three are at it pretty hard.
Shane Ashland up to 3rd position now. So the order's unchanged. They bang door handles here. Mirrors being rubbed. Careful, they're almost collector's items these days. Bell holds on to that 2nd position. Sweep through to start lap number 3. And now we've got a tyre rubbing on the 27 car for a split second. That holds on, and they're big, heavy cars, and once a guard creases in, it's pretty much game over for them, isn't it?
Well, they're pushing and shoving a little bit here, so obviously a bit of tyre rub's going to come from that.
That was the wheel work of Ashland right then. Waits for the shift light on the run down the back straight here. And looks like our 3rd place car. Oh, what a shame. It's going to pull to the outside of the course here. And that's bad luck for Ashland, who started from 3 and just drops down the order.
Well, very disappointing for him because he was looking pretty speedy. He's certainly looking racing.
Here's the 11 of Neville Rattray going down the inside of the 32 of Phil Ashland.
And what that's done is that's shaken them up a little bit because with our 3rd place car dropping out, he's dropped this pack back just a little bit off the leaders.
So 3 laps down, and so far fairly carnage-free as we watch the battles outside the top 5. Priest is starting to get a bit of a gap here on the field, albeit half a second. Back to Bell, who got pole position, then Rattray, Ashland and Toth in position 5, down to Clark, Wood, Bird and Baldwin. In 9th, Beachy up to 10th.
And then they've got 11 laps to go.
It's moving along at a rapid rate as they exit the hairpin. Still side by side. Actually, car going off and just pulls it up in time. The 16 machine lucky to keep it off the wall down there.
Maxfield, I don't know how he got around there. It looked like he was heading straight into the wall.
The few rookies we have in the field here this weekend and handling the conditions here pretty well. He's just outside the top 10 and 11th position. They sweep through that fast right-hander that brings us up to one of the hardest stopping points on the course. And look at that. Look at the front now. 1st and 2nd glued to each other. And 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. There's battles wherever you look in the HQs. Bird just slamming the door shut on the 5 coming through of Baldwin. That was for 8th and 9th position. So leaders come through to complete lap number 4.
And Priest and Bell are at it a little bit hard here. They're pushing and shoving one another. They wouldn't want to slow each other down too much because they're going to have that gaggle of 4 cars climbing all over them.
And then we're going to start thinking about tyres too, towards the end. Only 1:14 at the moment. Quickest lap of the race is by Toth.
Bell's gone straight around the outside. It was maybe Priest missed the gear or something. I'm not sure what happened there. But he's certainly dropped past and back. No, he's gone to the inside. He's got a problem maybe. Oh, no. I'd say he just missed the gear.
He's just teasing us at the moment. Oh, another car slowing down the inside. That's the 89 still cruising around of Ashland. And now he is slowing. So they're dropping here. And that now puts Rattray up to second place. And Phil Ashland suddenly finds himself in third after starting from fifth. So missed gear, maybe a broken gearbox.
They're dropping like flies.
Yeah. So through comes the leader. So Bell back to where he started from and has a full second. Look at the wheel work from Ashland right out of the outside here.
I can't believe how close he has his hands on the steering wheel. You know, mind you, Dale Earnhardt Jr. drives like
He does, and a lot closer to the wheel as well. Spends a lot of time just turning these big, heavy HQs around. There's your leaderboard, Bell from Ashland. Time for a replay. This is what we saw from on board.
wheel off the road on the outside of the rear.
There it is, dropping off just down there. We talk about it every year we come to Symmons Plains. A drop-off point to left-hand bottom there. Once the cars keep doing over the weekend, turns it into a big gutter, and that's not good for tyres.
Well, once they lose a little bit of speed, it's always hard to catch. This group of 3 cars behind need to get together a little bit closer, and then they can push and drag one another up to the leader, hopefully. But Bell looks pretty comfortable out in front right now.
It's the 7th, 8th and 9th position. Beachy has the better line here. Has he got the momentum to go past these guys when we get down to turn 6? Has a glance out to see where everybody is. Pretty casual. Arm on the lap. No problems. And again, it's on. It's only race number 1 of the weekend. 2 more to come up tomorrow as part of the Tyre Power Tasmania Super Sprint. 16 gets out of shape coming through 6 and onto the main straight. Can you call it a main straight? It's more like a sweeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the track you used to enjoy racing on?
Yeah. Very technical circuit. So always found it a lot of fun to come down here and compete.
It's just fast. That's what it's all about.
Well, it's so close. There's hardly anything between each of the cars. So it's all about braking, and this is a circuit I actually got some good results at, so I was pretty happy to come here. There's
the 16 of Maxfield. Lucky not to lose that car the other way. This is the replay we saw on board with Beachy. And it should be happening all in front of him here as he smashes it back to second and makes that pass stick.
And there's our action in the rear view mirror.
Some of these guys have extensive speedway experience, and it's coming quite handy this afternoon. Side by side once again down to turn 6. Half race distance of the HQs here today. Whoa. Pinches a brake and it's going to open the door wide up. For 32 to go through. So Ashland, and another car drops out of this one. The 28 of Toth suddenly heads to pit lane. So the detail first, number 28 into the lane. That's about 3 or 4 cars we know of now that have dropped out of this race. Well, the car's starting to feel weird now. You think we're starting to enter the second part of the race. Some of these guys in the front have been pushing fairly hard.
Absolutely. Brakes start to get spongy.
Down to the hairpin we come again. So Bell, 1 full second, the biggest margin of the race so far.
See, Greg Wood's there up to 5th. He used to race HQs on the Thunderdome. He's been around for a long time.
Mixture of rookies.
Actually, a little known fact is Neil Crompton spent a lot of time racing these when he was younger.
This is one of those moments I stay out of, or?
Cut his teeth in these. Looking forward to celebrating his 63rd birthday this year.
I thought you two were friends. Clark tries on the outside here, not going to work. This is for 3rd and 4th position. Looking backwards out of turn 6. Bit of cloud cover suddenly. This is the battle for 2nd and 3rd now. So a bit of cloud cover, and that can change the track conditions. A little bit.
A little bit.
More replays that we're seeing further back in the field. Here's the 12 of Nichols. We didn't see this car out in qualifying, so they've rectified whatever the issue was for the Crossroads Civil Contracting entrant. There's 4 of them in the field here this weekend.
And he's making pretty good progress. He's up to 12th spot now. And as you said earlier, by now the tyres are starting to go off, brakes are off, you know, starting to have to defend. 6 laps left. So you'd be fighting pretty hard to keep your position here, and you wouldn't be wanting to let anyone by. So, you know, as we can see how close these guys are, they're starting to get towards the money end of the race.
I Might be looking for some more sponsorship too, judging by the lack of them in the back parcel shelf of car number 4. Now he pulls out for a pass, the wrong side. Got a better run.
That shows you what a toe can do. Good run out of that corner, pull out of the slipstream at the right time, and it's just enough to keep your momentum going forward so you can run around the outside.
Didn't have enough to pull the car back across and make the pass stick. They almost trade bumpers coming out the 6th turn, sweeping back onto the main straight. Nothing changed up in front. In fact, this is letting Bell get away now.
Well, one of the great things about this is when you work on your own car, you don't really want to tear it up. So these guys show each other a bit of respect, and that's why we see such good racing, action-packed stuff. I mean, they're dropping wheels off and stuff. That just shows you how hard they're trying.
The 32 machine had some overheating issues during the practice sessions yesterday. Doing a great job right now. Phil Ashland, the current state champ down here in Tasmania in the HQs.
And Clark, who's in 3rd spot here, has actually done the fastest lap of the race by 7:10. So he's the one who's we should keep our eye on. If we can get past the 32, he might be able to haul Bell in a little bit for the race win.
Almost found the Armco on the outside. This allows the 4 to be even closer, be able to play the slipstream even earlier here. But Ashland on the defensive, right down the middle of the road here. It's going to be exactly a carbon copy of what we saw the previous couple of laps. Looks like Shane Ashland on the inside.
Still going around the outside. He's out on the dirt now. I guess he just wants to keep on going around, so he's classified as a finisher and gets a better starting spot for the final.
Oh, it was
right
close.
Around the outside.
And it's unsafe.
No, he's off the road. Oh, man, all that good work, and he drops the spot.
Drops 2 in the end there. That went on forever. That would have felt like an eternity for him, that car being sideways like that. Lap 11. So winding this race down, it's Bell from Ashland, Rattray, Clark, Wood, Beachy from 10th up to 6th position now. Don't think they're going to catch Bell here with that sort of margin. It's out to 2.5 seconds. Now. This is what happened coming to the final corner.
I don't think there was any contact. I just think he got...
Psyched out?
No, he just got a little bit loose, ran out of road on the outside of the circuit. Let's see from the in-car camera.
This is Ashland. Pulls the car in, yeah, just gone in too hot.
Man, he's got a bucket of understeer there. Look how low his hands are on that steering wheel, and not good for Clark. He just ran out of road on the outside of that corner.
71 going around, almost going around, does go around, or does he? Fairly good save. It's Otis Cordwell, who's gone back to the pits after that incident. Down to 6 we go again. More brakes been locked up, and now the 32 replicates the Clark moment, and he's back into this as well. 3 to go.
Well, he's not quite as subtle as Clark.
No.
He's trying to drive it down the inside, and he's not worried about putting it in his car by the looks of things. That's allowed Clark to drive straight around the outside.
Well, Clark missed the apex a little bit then, so that'll allow the car behind to close in. So your leaderboard unchanged. The gap's out to nearly 3 seconds. The run down to the hairpin. White flag being shown. So slower car, I dare say that's going to be the 89 of Ashland further down the road again. So first position looks safe at the moment on lap 12, but second, third and fourth far from over.
And we've got the Clark-Ashland battle back. Looks like he's got a little bit more grunt, doesn't he? I think he's got a little bit more power by the looks of things. He gets a slipstream. Nice run down around the outside. Let's see if he can execute this time. He sort of gets there, and that's about it. Needs to move over.
Watch Ashland keep an eye on the wheel. Watch behind, because it's been pretty good at making the car nice and sideways on the exit here.
He's going back for the inside.
Oh, door comes across and shuts. Lap 13, Bell starts.
2 more to get it done.
Not as windy as what we saw yesterday here, which kicked up a lot of dirt and debris across the course. Much cleaner conditions today. There is the 89 still cruising around. He's up to 14th. Yeah. By just doing that. Give you an idea, his last lap time is 2 minutes 4. The leaders are doing 1 minute 14s. He's him on the inside of the track next to the Armco. We pan back to second, third and fourth.
And he's trying pretty hard to stay out of the way, but it's not always easy.
So on board with Beachy, looking back at the 72 of Wood. Thunderdome racer back in the day. They were hairy around that place, weren't they?
Absolutely. Lives in Yarrawonga now.
So there's Bell. He's gone. 3 seconds now. We're going to start the last lap. They've been very well behaved by HQ standards here. Some very high pressure racing throughout the field.
Clark. Big break.
Did I speak too soon?
The outside, yeah. He's starting to get desperate.
Well, he might too with 1 lap to go. They're not going to catch Bell unless he makes a mistake. He starts the final lap. Through comes Ashland, Clark and Rattray. Car number 11. 11 started back in 4th, runs in 4th. Final lap, the HQs here today. 2 races to come tomorrow as part of the Tyre Power Tasmania Super Sprint here at Symmons Plains. V8 Supercar qualifying to follow this. The race of the V8 Utes and the 50-lap race this afternoon.
Clark will start to get desperate on this last lap. If he wants it, I mean, it's the first race of the weekend, so you probably don't want to get too desperate, but I think he'll have a big lunge at him at the end of this straight. Ashland looks to jump out of the corner a little bit better, but then Clark comes at him about mid-straight distance. Like, look at this thing come now. He's got a toe, pulls to the outside. Ashland's blocking to the inside. He smokes straight by him, just not quite far enough that he can move over and jump on the brakes.
That was later this time. Oh no, Ashland
might get him.
Psychs him out of the 32. He's going to drop back to 3rd position. That had been coming for a few laps, hadn't it? But Bell is going to win this race and do it comfortably. Nearly 3 seconds. Back to the 2nd place car of Clark.
And that shows you what perseverance can get you.
Amazing finish. He waited, he put the pressure on and got it done in the final turn. Ashland will be 3rd, then Rattray, Beachy, Wood and Baldwin. This 14-lap HQ race, the first one of the weekend. Let's check out the results. And Bell, 2.5 seconds ahead of Clark. Ashland in 3rd place, then Rattray, Beachy, Wood, Baldwin. Then we go back to Maxwell, Joe Rattray and Andrew Bird. Completing the top 10, back to the 2 Waynes, Nichols and Priest. Shane Ashland cruised around, got to 13th in the end. Then we had Cordwell, Todd, Prasiak, Dwayne Priest and Dale Stacey didn't start the race.